All right, all right, all right. We're starting in 20 seconds. We're starting in 15 seconds. Please share this out, share it with your network. And we are about to rock and roll today. Awesome, awesome, awesome. And here we go. I think I am a borderline producer, movie producer. Awesome. Welcome, 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 welcome. As you can see, we got a little fancy today because we finally now know that this live stream is called the Multi-Passionate Edge live stream with Cheryl Pullins. And you're probably thinking, okay, you're always talking about being iconic. Why isn't it called something about icon? Because owning who you are as a multi-passionate woman is an iconic move. It is absolutely iconic. Hello to you too, Queen. I can't see your name, but hello to you. So it is an iconic move when you embrace the idea that you are multi passionate, then that is part of what makes you iconic. And I wanted to have something where I could literally come and talk about being multi passionate, really hone the message in that most of the things that you do as a multi passionate woman are going to be centered around the fact that you're doing more than one thing, but also to give you the permission to let you know it's okay. It is perfectly okay to own your passions. But there's a way you have to do it so it doesn't look like you're schizophrenic or all over the place or chaotic. And that's why this messaging that we're talking about, your personal brand messaging, how you can unlock your inner icon with personal brand messaging. That's why it's so important because when you're multi passionate, you got to find a way to create something that is unified and it has a singular thread. Hi, I am Cheryl Pullins, and I am your host for the live stream called the Multi Passionate Edge because it does give you an edge when you're multi passionate. Hello, Sheila Ashley, good to see you. Verna V. Nickelberry, good to see you. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, if you're watching live. Hello, if you're watching the replay. Welcome to the Multi Passionate Edge live stream with Cheryl Pullins. Now, every week I start with talking about my lips because I always get the question, what lipstick are you wearing? So I figure if I'm going to wear the lipstick, I might as well, let you know what it is. That way you don't have to ask. Is that good? Awesome. So this week, I am the last couple of weeks I showed you one was Maybelline, you could get in the drugstore. Another one was from Sarcastic Cosmetics. You can go to them online. It's owned by a young lady. And this week, we're going to go with one of my favorite brands when it comes to red lipstick, and that is trusty old, trusty old Mac. Mac. This is Mac. I buy a lot of Mac lipstick, and this one is Mac Red. Mac Red. That's what this one is. That's what I'm wearing today. It's a gorgeous red lipstick. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So that's what I'm wearing. Mac Red. That's the brand of lipstick I'm wearing today. All right. So I really want to get into this idea of the art of value propositions. The art of value propositions or the art of a value proposition. So I want to frame this conversation around the topic that most people know me for, which is branding. And even though what I really do is personal branding, I prefer personal branding, even though I can help you build a business brand. But I show you how to use your personal brand to make that business brand successful. So, but I want to frame it around this conversation around branding because here's the thing. When people think about branding, most times they're thinking about the visual aspects of the brand. Oh, what colors? Oh, what logo am I going to have? What's my website going to look like? And while these elements are valuable and important, they are not it's not where you start. It's not where you start. Your colors, your logo, your website, my glasses are fogging up because I'm probably sweating. Your website, all of those things are byproducts of the strategy that you put in place. Because the truth of the matter is, unless you're Louis Vuitton, Chanel, Hermes, people aren't spending money with you because of your logo. That's not why they're spending money with you. They're spending money with you because of one of the things that we're going to talk about today, and that is your value proposition. So you're like, Cheryl, what is a value proposition? Well, let's dial it back a little bit. Let's talk about just what a proposition is. What is a proposition? Proposition, I want to keep this simple and concise so you don't get like overwhelmed and confused. Which is why a lot of people don't get into the strategy of branding. But that's why you hire me. But a proposition is a presented plan for someone to consider. In a nutshell, to keep it concise and simple, it's a presented plan for someone to consider. Now, if you take that a step further, before I really get into, I want to make sure you're taking notes. So have something to take notes. Thank you, Sheila Ashley, for putting up those notes. Yes, she said, I like Shayna's sarcastic brand. Yes, absolutely. Awesome. So make sure you're taking notes. We have Sheila Ashley here. She's giving you some highlights. I appreciate her for doing that. All right, so a value proposition. Remember, today's topic is the art of value propositions. A value proposition is a clear, make sure you're writing this down, or you can come back and watch the replay. A value proposition is a clear and compelling statement or presented plan that communicates the value, the unique value and benefits of what you offer, be it a product, a service, a product or a service. Okay. What you offer to your audience of ideal clients. Okay. So I'm going to say that one more time. A value proposition is a clear and compelling statement or presented plan. Remember, I said it was a presented plan that communicates the unique value and benefits you offer via a product or service that you offer to your audience of ideal clients. All right. Why even have a value proposition? Because it's designed to do this. It's designed to answer a fundamental question. Why should someone choose you? Why should someone choose you? Why should they go with you? Why should they invest with you? Out of all the different options that they probably have in a particular industry, in a particular market, why should they choose you? Why should you be their only option? That's the approach I like to take. It's really not about choosing you over your competitors. It's about you positioning yourself as their only option, as their no-brainer option, as a, you know what? I gotta work with her. I gotta invest with her. I need what she has. Period. And that's what you can use your value proposition to position you as them seeing you as their only option, no matter who else is doing it. Okay, no matter who else is doing it, you're like, nope, gotta go there. My husband, is as long as I've known him, and I've known my husband for 18 years, we've been married for 15 of them almost. And the only car I've ever known him to drive is a BMW in terms of owning one. The only car that I've known him to drive, to own, is a BMW. That's it. For him, that is his only option. There are a bunch of cars. There's Audis. There are a bunch of, European cars that he could choose from, you know, foreign cars that he could choose from. For him, BMW is his only option. And why? They say it simply, it's the ultimate driving machine. That's their value proposition. It's more than a tagline, it's the ultimate driving machine. So when you're thinking about your personal brand, what you are presenting as your plan for someone to consider, I want you to start thinking along those lines. Who else can say they're the ultimate driving machine? Because then it sounds like they're copying. It would sound like they're copying. But BMW has positioned themselves as the ultimate driving machine. Period. So I want you to start thinking about your personal brand and what you offer and your products. I want you to start thinking like that. And here's the other thing. I want you to start to think. I can't help it, guys. It's just the strategist in me that is always thinking of ways to help you position your brand better. So, but I want you to start thinking. I want you to move away from thinking about a product or a service. I want you to start thinking about yourself as a brand. Now I know. Some people are gonna be like, no, that's too vain. No, that's ego. No, it's not. Stop it. It's strategy. It's strategy. We are in a world where people like to do business with people. They don't really care about your product and service in that way. If they believe in you and you're aligned with their values and you're aligned with their beliefs and you're showing up with an irresistible offer, if you're showing up with a value proposition that they cannot resist, they're going to buy into what you have, no matter what you're selling. So anyway, that's a little secret. So what did we say? Why? Why is the question that a value proposition answers. Okay. So a value proposition focuses on the value and the solution that addresses the needs, the desires, and the pain points of your audience. I like to lead with desire. That's I like leading with desire. A lot of times people don't technically always know what they need. A lot of times people don't even know what they want. They don't know what they desire because sometimes people haven't taken the time to figure out, or they look at desire as something that is wrong, right? But what drives a lot of people is the pain. And when it comes to marketing, that's something that marketers really leverage, is the pain. I really don't want to be reminded of pain. I want to look and say, you know what? I desire to travel the world while still doing what I love and making money. I desire, to take my children on fully paid vacations that mama is footing the bill for. I have desires. I had desire to, live in a fabulous place where, once I step outside on my veranda, I'm overlooking a blue ocean. I mean, those are real true desires. Then for me, it's okay now. What's keeping me from doing that? And that's, and in my perspective, that's when you start to unearth the pain of it. All right. So your value proposition is going to focus on the value and the solutions that can address those desires, those needs, and those pains of the people in your audience. A strong value proposition clearly articulates the key advantages and differentiators that makes a product or service or whatever you offer the only option. Most people focus on standing out from the competition. And while we may be speaking semantics, I still like the idea of presenting your offer as the only option, as the only solution, as a no brainer, like I have to have what she's offering, regardless of what anybody else is doing. I gave you the example of my husband in BMW, right? It's not that other people don't sell cars. It's not that there aren't other car brands. For him, that's the only option. So you have to ask yourself, how do you create a value proposition that positions you and what you offer as your audience's only option? That's a good one, right? That's a good one. Okay. So your value proposition is going to highlight some specific benefits, outcomes, and values that your ideal clients can expect to receive. We also know it should be concise. You want to make it easy to understand, and you're going to tailor it to resonate with your audience, with the audience of people that you want to reach. Now, here are a few things you should know in order to craft a compelling value proposition. All right. So I'm going to give you these, then I'm going to give you a couple examples. All right. So remember, we talked about needs, desires, pain. You're going to need to know those things. You're going to have to understand your audience's needs, preferences, their desires. Like I said, I like to come from understanding my audience's desires because that's how we reverse engineer a lot of their blueprint to get them to those end results. A lot of people look at the 6-figure, the 7-figure, the 8-figure, the 10-figure brand as the end result. No, no. The next step beyond that is what those numbers allow you to do, how those numbers allow you to fulfill those desires. So just looking and saying, oh, I want to have a 7-figure brand, 8-figure brand, that's fabulous. No, take it a step further, go deeper. Okay, all right. I'm in a teaching mood today, so I'm just giving you all I got, right? So what did we say? The first thing a value proposition needs, you have to understand your ideal client. And I always like to say, you have to understand your ideal client better than anyone else. If you are positioning what you offer as their only option, then you have to understand them better than anybody else. One of my favorite brands that does this very, very well. I know there are other brands that do, but this one is my favorite. And it's because I've studied them a lot. Rolls-Royce. Rolls-Royce understands their ideal client or customer better than, I believe, better than anybody else in the car industry. They nail it from their website to the verbiage they use, to the community they've created inside their subculture that they've created, their craftsmanship, all of that. Listen, I'm telling you, you have to understand. You really have to understand your ideal buyer if you're going to sell a $350,000 vehicle and make a profit. Okay? All right. All right. Okay. So you have to understand your ideal client, your ideal audience. You have to understand them on a very deep level. All right. The higher the price point, the more you need to understand them. Also, another thing you need to know, the second thing you need to know is a value proposition can be used to attract attention, build trust, drive engagement and conversion. Okay, your value proposition can attract attention, meaning your ideal people, build trust with your ideal people, and ultimately drive the engagement and conversions. So you're now making sales. All right. The value proposition is it's a strategic move. It's strategic and it helps to position what you offer, meaning your product, your service, you as an individual. We see this a lot in politics. We see personal branding a lot in politics. Our politics have shifted into personal politics. Now this is not a conversation about politics as much as it is about the power of someone's personal brand in the political arena. That's a whole nother situation. So we've moved from people politics really to personal politics because personal branding is really, really taking over that arena. All right. So when we talk about having a value proposition as an individual, that is definitely where you see it. You see it in politics. You can see it as a CEO of corporation. You can see it in different ways as it relates to an individual. Okay. All right. So again, your value proposition is going to showcase the benefits and the value that you bring to the table, and it's going to compel your ideal client to see you as their only choice. Right? All right. So I'm gonna give you two examples and then we're gonna skedaddle. We're gonna get out of here. But I wanted to bring value to you today, and because I wanted to help you lay some real true groundwork for you to really get clear and understand your own value proposition and how you can present a plan to the people that you serve. And you can say to them, this is what I plan to do to help you live a better life, to help you build a better business, to help you create a better brand, to help you make more money, to help you increase your presence, to help you fill in the blank. Okay, so I'm going to give you two examples. First example is if you're a life coach. If you're a life coach, here's an example of a value proposition. Before I do that, let me check the comments and see what's happening over here. Okay, Sheila Ashley is on the job. I appreciate you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Sheila. So, life coach. Here's your value proposition example. Empower your success. So it says, empower your success. Overcome self sabotage and cultivate a resilient mindset with personalized coaching for ambitious women. Here it is. Here it is. Unleash your true potential, conquer limiting beliefs, and achieve extraordinary results. Okay. All right. So let's look at this. Let's deconstruct this just a little bit. Unleash your true potential, conquer limiting beliefs, and achieve extraordinary results. Okay. That's the benefits. The benefits is that you're going to, the benefit of empowering your success is that you're going to unleash your true potential. You're going to conquer limiting beliefs. And you're going to achieve extraordinary results. Those are the benefits. And the value of those are going to be that you're going to overcome self-sabotage. You're going to cultivate a resilient mindset because this person is going to offer you personal life coaching. And it's for ambitious women. Okay. So that's one example of a value proposition. Another example, if you're a speaker, you are saying your presenting plan is that you can ignite their audience. You can ignite their audience. You're saying, you know what? If you bring me in as a speaker and I can ignite your audience. Why? Because I'm a captivating and dynamic speaker who delivers powerful keynotes that inspire, educate, and motivate. Now, those three words, a lot of speakers use: inspire, educate, motivate. Find verbiage that, if you're a speaker, find verbiage that resonates with you, but also doesn't have you sounding like everybody else. But also remember that those are words that your audience are probably the person hiring people in terms of speakers, they're words that they're used to hearing as well. Okay, so you might not want to go too far off, but just be mindful of that. Okay, so you could put in your name. Cheryl will leave your audience energized, engaged, and ready to take action while bringing a fresh perspective and impactful insights to your event. So that is an example of a speaker value proposition. That one's free. If you're a speaker, you can take it. You can use it. All right. Now, if you want to create your own, and you should, value proposition, just type template in the comments and I'll see to it that you get something that I'm creating that I'll just send to you. And it's a value proposition template that you can use to create your own concise and compelling value proposition. All right, so that is what I have for you today. We talked about the art of value propositions. We talked about what is a proposition. We talked about what a strong value proposition does, the things you should know in order to craft one. And then we gave you a few examples. So that's what we had today. Thank you so much for watching live. Thank you if you're watching the replay. Be sure, and I forgot to put up my little banner. So I'll put up my banner here. I'll show unlock your inner icon with personal brand messaging. This was part 2, and it was called The Art of Value Propositions. You go to the iconicwomanclub.com. There you can join our community that I am focused on building. And also part 3 is next week. And part 3, I don't know, I think last week I might have said the wrong one, but part 3 is how to woo your audience. How to woo your audience. And one of the things that I shared today, we're going to talk about then, is really knowing what moves them, what motivates them, what inspires them, what compels them to take action in terms of becoming a part of your community, buying what you're selling, investing in you, your services, or whatever. So again, please share this out. We're here each Wednesday around 12 noon-ish. And as you see, we are now officially the Multi-Passionate Edge live stream with me, Cheryl Pullins. All right, so go to iconicwoman.com, iconicwomanclub.com, pop your name and information in there. You'll be closer in the community. I now have a brand new newsletter that I'll start sending out in June, and all the things. I have a couple things I'm planning to do. I have one live event I'm planning to do this year, specifically for that community. And I'm really, really, really excited. And guess what, guys? Guess what? This time next week, I'll be a year older. So I'll show up next week ready to celebrate and have a blast with you, because June 1st kicks off a long time, however long I want, of celebrating. All right. I love you. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for showing up yourself. Please share this out, and I'll see you next week.